Hi guys, welcome back to Home Life with Rebecca. This is Vlogmas number 7. Wow, we're already on Vlogmas number 7. This month is just going to fly by. So the vlog that I had planned for today didn't work out, but it gave me an idea and it will work out just at a different day. So I always ask the Christmas questions when we do Vlogmas. So today we're going to be talking about traditions, which I always talk about also. But I have a friend and she's in her 80s and I go and I visit with her and we had almost a 2-hour chat today. And I decided to take the holiday questions that I always ask. Last year I did it with my mom and I've done it with my kids, but I decided it would be a neat idea to ask her the questions about, because she grew up, she was born I think in 1934, so she was kind of towards the end of the Depression, and just the questions that I always ask about us, like, but for her her generation. They're just, you know, questions like most meaningful gift you've ever received, did you believe in Santa Claus when you were little? How did your family celebrate the holidays? Those kinds of things. So I thought it would be neat to hear somebody's answers that's in their 80s like that. But when I got there today, she wasn't dressed. She was still in her robe and stuff, so she didn't want to be on camera unless she was dressed, which I totally understand that. So I'm gonna try to do it at a later date. But it gave me the idea that I'll probably still, because she's such a dear friend, I'll probably still ask her all of these questions that I wrote down. But I thought maybe I can do another one and pick maybe 2 questions and then ask some more people that are elderly those same questions and kind of compile them all together for a Christmas vlog. Because I don't know about you, but I find that kind of stuff fascinating because we tend to lose sight of the true meaning of Christmas. And I'm not even talking about, like, obviously the true meaning of Christmas is the birth of Christ, right? But besides, like, even the religious aspects of Christmas, just the little things that become memories. We never have a lot of money. We've never bought our kids expensive gifts. And obviously one of the earliest, or one of my favorite Christmas memories is when my dad got me my keyboard, and that was a huge gift that he couldn't even afford. But it wasn't even the keyboard itself. It was the sacrifice that he made and all the overtime that I knew he had to do to pay for that keyboard. Like, just the act of giving like that when it's not expected, because I feel like a lot of today's generation, like, it's just so expected that Santa is going to bring you the Xbox and the super expensive presents and, you know, the $120 pair of shoes that you want. And I feel like as a society, we've just come so far from the true meaning of what gift giving is. And I think by talking to some people that are in their between 60s and 90s even, that we're gonna find that they didn't have that back then. It was just the thought of it, if that makes sense. Because I feel like my kids on most occasions, because they've never gotten big gifts like I did with my keyboard, they might remember like the year that we got our first trampoline. It was for all the kids, Santa left a trampoline. They'd probably remember that. But for the most part, I don't think they remember the gifts that they were getting, whereas they're just remembering the memory around the act of giving and receiving the presents. So does that make sense? Am I alone in that? I just feel like as a society, especially, you know, social media and everybody's decorations has to have a theme and match, and you got to do this and this and this to make your holiday bucket list come true. And I even, you know, like, oh, we got to make sure we go ice skating, and we got to make sure I get a sledding video. I think it just, and creating those kind of memories is great, but it just pulls us away from what's important. That's just spending time with your loved ones, whether you're ice skating or you're just sitting together as a family playing, sorry, I have something in my eye, playing a board game or watching a movie together. Like, you don't have to spend a ton of money to make memories. And I'm constantly trying to keep up with the Joneses by, oh, I gotta plan all these activities for my kids, even though we don't, I know like we can't fund it, we can't afford it. And then I feel guilty because I'm like, oh, my kids are missing out, and oh, I didn't buy them, they're not getting a lot of presents for Christmas. And I think asking the elderly generation, and they actually call this generation, I think they call it the silent generation. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know it's the generation before the boomers. There's a name for it. So I did ask her some of these questions today, just kind of as a practice run. And you could just see the joy in her face. Like, her whole face lit up, her body language became more alive. You know, because to think about that kind of stuff, and it was, you know, such a long time ago, and to bring it into the present just makes you feel good. Like, I think more elderly people need to talk about, and not just holiday stuff, just in general, like things they used to do. Like, she was showing me a journal that she's doing for, you know, when she passes, kind of like a memoir, an autobiography, so to speak. And some of the questions in there, and one of the questions in there are like, how did you spend your Saturdays as a youth? And she was talking about how every Saturday her and her mom would ride the buses into town and go window shopping and just spend the day together. And she said she couldn't even remember if they ever bought anything, but she just has those memories of being with her mom, just her and her mom every Saturday growing up. And like, it's so good to like reflect on those kinds of things. And maybe if we put it out there on social media, not that my channel's big, but more people would want to do those types of things. But as far as like traditions go, we do have a few traditions in my family. So Vlogmas is obviously one of them. This is, I believe, the 6th year doing Vlogmas. I keep thinking that it's boring, but people keep commenting that they're excited when I do Vlogmas. So here we are again. So Vlogmas, we always watch the Christmas story. We always do the pie eating contest. I was afraid it wouldn't happen. I thought last year was going to be our last year because the kids are getting old, but so I was really excited when all the kids participated. I think they just kind of go through a stage where they don't want to participate in stuff. I've got a couple kids going through it now, and then they get like where my daughter is, you know, 18, and then she's like, oh yeah, I am going to participate. Like, it's weird, like how you just go through these different stages as you're growing up. So the pie eating contest, our favorite one is the Secret Santa dollar gift exchange that we do on Christmas Eve. So be on the lookout for that vlog. That'll be probably next week when we'll draw names for our Secret Santa. And we usually just do one gift at the Dollar Tree, and we exchange those on Christmas Eve, and that's always a lot of fun. A lot of times they already know who got who because they blow it, but it's still fun. That's probably my favorite. I think that's all the kids' favorite Christmas traditions too. Since we've been here, a Christmas tradition has been ice skating. But again, like I said, I don't even know if we'll have the funds to do that this year. And if we don't, I have to just let it go and be okay with it and do something else that maybe doesn't cost anything. I want to make the tradition of pulling a name off the angel tree in our community to give back to the community, because we've had people give to us. So I did pull a tag this year, and I just dropped off the gift. I think that's a very heartwarming tradition, and that's not to be like boastful, like, oh look, you know, I donated, because it says we're not supposed to speak of that, but I'm speaking of it because I would like to make that a tradition. I would, in fact, like the kids to be able to pull, like the kids that are working to be able to pull tags off and give back too. But I can't make them do that. Sorry, I had to pause it. Like the last couple videos I made where I chatted, I seemed to like get an eyelash in my eye, so now it's all red. Another tradition that we always do as a family, since we've lived here in Idaho, is we don't open any presents on Christmas Eve, just the Dollar Tree ones, and then Christmas Day we open gifts, and then we have breakfast together. Back when we lived in California, we'd always spend Christmas Eve either with my family and open presents from them, or with my husband's family and open presents from his family. But since we have no family here, we just do it on Christmas Day. I think that's all of our traditions. I mean, a lot of the traditions are inside of Vlogmas, like the Holly Jolly tag and just like the Christmas questions I was going to ask today. Doing the little showcasing our talents. I think last year I was the only one that did it. I think me and Kennedy sang. So that'll be coming up. The winter carnival, the Christmas parade. I mean, all those little things make up the traditions for like the whole season as that our family does. Putting out the Christmas china, making crafts. Oh, I know we always bake cookies for the neighborhood. Just things like that I think are what our family does, is like as far as Christmas traditions go. And I think those are the things that I keep saying I need a new vocabulary. Those are the things I think my kids will remember when they're older. It's not going to be like, oh, I got this and this and this that year for Christmas. It's going to be, yeah, I remember baking cookies and decorating them, fighting with my brothers and sisters, and then passing them out to the neighbors. I remember going to the Christmas parade. I remember doing the silly pie eating contest, and Parker won every year. It's going to be, that's what they're going to talk about. And that's the best feeling. I remember putting cookies out for Santa, and we always had to leave Coca-Cola because my mom didn't want to leave milk because I don't like to drink milk that's cold, and I don't want to dump it in the sink because it's a waste of money. So we always do Coca-Cola. Little things like that. It's just heartwarming. And so I think I am going to put a video together. I'll interview my friend with the questions, and then I'll find some other people to ask a few questions to that are in that generation. Just I think it's good to go back and reflect and remember those types of things. I know that I have so many special Christmas memories, from the year I got my keyboard to the year Adam proposed to me on Christmas Day. This is going to be one of my sadder Christmas memories. This is the first Christmas without my dad. So that's hard. Look, I'm already tearing up because it's weird that I won't be calling him on Christmas. It was weird I didn't call him on Thanksgiving. And he would always make the trek up here, maybe not on Christmas, but during the holiday season. And he'd always, you know, try to be in the vlogs and stuff, even if he acted like he didn't want to be in them. But so that's, you know, so there's the sad Christmas memories too that come along with the holidays. But you just have to make the most of it. And every year I get so stressed out about, oh, I can't get the kids what they want, or they're not going to have enough to open. And I'm telling you, I've never had the kids say to me, oh, this Christmas sucked, I didn't get anything. My kids have never done that. They've always been appreciative. I cannot talk today, I'm so sorry. They've always been, what's the word, gracious for the gifts that they were given on Christmas. So I think I just have to let some of that stuff go. I think it's normal to get that way, especially when you're a parent that doesn't have, I'm not saying we're poor, but that doesn't have just the means to go buy whatever's on your kids' wish list. But you know, sometimes I'm kind of glad that we were able to provide things like that. So my 15-year-old daughter saved up her money and went and bought herself a brand new Xbox. I don't know if it's an Xbox or a PlayStation. Brand new to her, because I'm pretty sure it was a refurbished one. But that could have been something that me and Adam got the whole family for Christmas, but I was kind of on the fence about video games for the family, because then they just tend to fight, or they're gonna fight, and then plus the games are expensive. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. But she was so proud of herself that she saved up the money and she went and she bought it and she hooked it up in her room, and now she can play whatever she plays on there, or Fortnite or whatever. But it's that accomplishment that, hey, I did this, like I worked hard for this. I mean, I think a lot of that's lost in this generation. Everything is, you feel like it's expected, and not just kids, for adults too. I mean, everybody wants to be an influencer, right? Like, including me. When I first started my YouTube channel, I was like, I want to be a famous YouTuber. Well, we all see how that turned out. But okay, that's it. That's today's Vlogmas. So we talked about what's coming up, the questions I'm gonna ask my friend, and try to get some more people to participate in it as well. Memories, Christmas traditions. Let me know in the comments below some of your favorite Christmas traditions, or even a Christmas memory that you would like to share on here. I'd love to read all about it. So Christmas tendies, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.